Yes, we're on and we're late, and it's not because of daylight savings.
What?
It's daylight savings?
Yeah.
Good to see y'all. Welcome. SFMF Live. Just got out of class, that's why. And how come it's not up there?
I do my best.
What'd you bring me to?
I do my best.
Good to see y'all. Welcome.
You see this?
I'm gonna just update it.
Can you see that?
I can.
Oh.
And where are we on here? Are we live? Good to see you. Check mic 1 2. Check 1 2. It normally shows up when you refresh and hit the main page.
Gunny East is here.
Gunny East,
Mike
what's up,
is here.
guys?
John McJunkin, Heavy
John,
J.
You said Mike Lake
Said audio is low. Audio is low.
Audio's low. Check 1 2. Check. Check Mike.
Hey.
I can talk normal. Why is it not coming? Where do you have me right now? Home. You have me in a weird spot.
My bad.
All right, good to see everybody. Welcome.
It's a weird way of saying thank you.
Thanks for setting me up. Yes, I just rolled in. Like literally minutes. Made the all important head calls on the road. I will talk about what I was doing this weekend because it's cool. All right, Gun East. Get it. Mike is here. Ross Sergeant Major John McJunkin.
The sound is off. What's going
Present.
on?
Check 1 2. Check Mike. Heavy J. We're Lima Charlie. Audio's low. Doc Holiday's here. What's up, Doc? Sounds like the mic is off.
It does.
Check 1 2. Check. We got our production crew in here working on audio right now. Let me know when it's up. Somebody, please. Oh, am I on? Good. Well, I finished getting set up. Top chat. Where are we gonna go?
Yeah, somebody took a safety class and decided it was smart to unhook all these cables.
Oh, it wasn't hooked
See?
up.
Yeah, that's what happens, Mr. Safety Guy.
Live.
That should be better.
That's where I was. I had to kind of organize this. It's called house cleaning in OSHA standards. Got to clean the house.
That's now.
All right, here's the producer, loud and clear.
Yeah, it's much better.
Did you call me weak, Gunny? Check audio, no audio issues here. Sounds great. What's up, Kerry Polonsky? Good to see you. Doc, 5x5. Mike, there it is, loud and clear. I didn't hook the cable up. I did. I bum rushed the house, threw her my phone, went and made a head call, and expected everything to be hooked up. So we are Lima Charlie, audio, visual, pop, smoke, Heavy J with the icons. All right. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you. We are live. It's Sunday. I'm taking an OSHA class. Who knows about OSHA? I know all y'all do. I know I'm late to the game, but I did sign up for the OSHA class, and it's pretty amazing. And I can't wait to talk about it later. I think we talked about it Wednesday on the members only, Wednesday members only. So if you have time, when we have time at the end, we're going to talk about the class. Carrie Polonsky. Always good to see you on here. Mark Hankins, you know about the OSHA. So I thought I was taking the OSHA 30 General. I'm taking the OSHA 30 Construction with the, I'm taking the Lean Six Sigma the following weekend. I'm going to be busy this month. And they're all on the weekends. All right. Hit that like button. You heard Gunny. Hello from France. What's up, France? Good to see you. Julie. John McJunkin. Good evening. Good Sunday evening. Sergeant Major Map Producer Sergeant. Everybody. The whole crew. Cambodian cooking is here. Cambodian oi cooking is here. Safety Stefan Suic SOTG. I'm telling you. Heavy J, look under OSHA violations. My name and face is on top, throne, and deuce. For real. I'm telling you, those of you who've taken it, again, I'm late to the party, but man, some of them videos we've already seen have been pretty crazy. Carl Green, boom shakalaka. Not only is Carl Green in the house popping that orange smoke. That's orange, right? Or the producer's not here. That's orange? Is that mine? Oh, that's our headphones I can hear from over there. Thank you, Carl. Appreciate you, brother. That's how you start a show, even though I'm late. The Google Maps said 25 minutes. I made it here in 15. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell my cop daughter. Mark Higgins, like button hit. Appreciate you. PD Storm, CBO Tours. Hello, I'm from Russia. I am at war. Yes, you are. We're praying for everybody. Lay Cookie, what's up? Good evening, and crew. Adamis, I'm in class 5 of 25 on my EJ PME. EJ PME, is that enlisted joint PME? What is EJ? EG PME 2. Oh, you're joking. Now I see the LOL. John McJunkin, did you follow up the courses with OSHA 11, OSHA 12, and OSHA 13? Nice. I see what you did there. That's good. Wartime check activated. Cambodian Oi cooking. You ready? Steve, 0331, Machine gunner says, I lost friends in barracks bombing 3-8 weapons. Wow. Want to catch a med float, but denied is 1-8 in the MEU. They do go. I don't know who's in the MEU right now, but they gone. They're at least they're somewhere getting ready to go. Enlisted Joint PME 2 for E7s and up. EJPME, is that what they call it? So good. So glad that finally hooked that up. Dr. Evil, you're a Marine? What's your favorite color crayon? Green, right? Or red. Red is good. The blood of my enemies, but green because we're Marine Corps green. Cambodia, Noi. Cambodia, Noi. Cambodian. Oh, I was saying Cambodian, Oi. It's Cambodia, Noi. Thank you. Terry Will, Sergeant Major, love your channel. Anchors away. Semper Fi, shipmate. Appreciate you, Terry. Awesome. Old Jyrene is here. What's up, Old Jyrene? How are y'all? We've been still continuing to pray for you and your family. So glad you're here. Checking in with the SFMF-ers. Good to see you, Old Jyrene. Thanks for coming. How you feeling? Adam Kelly, if you fight people at the White House during UFC event, is that called mutiny? I don't think so. UFC is good. Told you, I think I'm going to do UFC. I want to do one UFC fight. It's on my bucket list. One fight, win, lose, or draw. Just want to get in that cage, man. I want to get in that cage and feel what it's like. Boom, when they slam that cage behind you. You ain't getting out. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. I'm going to do it. Noi is my Kilmer wife. I am Mateo, a.k.a. Gunny Z. Gunny Z. All right, Guns. Cambodia, Noi cooking. All right, the hammers are on it. Appreciate you. That must be you, Carl, making it happen. I see a bunch of deleted messages. Looks like Cadet Alex Stone from Major Payne. Yes, that is awesome. Muddy Duck. All right, awesome flag. Poll, 1919. That flag, ANC Metalworks. He's in the chat tonight, right now. ANCmetalworks.com. He made that amazing piece of art. A couple more around here you'll see on a later show. We'll put that on there. Carl's busy. We got some trolls tonight. We got some lonely people trolling. Matt, you're mad at your father, not me. All right. And someone said I look like Cadet Alex Stone. Didn't he get from Major Payne? That's funny. Old Jyrene, 100%. We got you. I can't imagine. Can't even. Good camaraderie here. You know it. Cambodia, Noi, Gunny, Z. You'll be knocked out in the first round, bro. You have no chance. How about me and you take the first round? Alex Delagru. Luca, what advice would you give your 23-year-old self? At 23, was I a drill instructor by then? 18, 19, 20, 22, 23. 23 was I was either in Desert Storm or Hawaii, getting ready. When I was 23 years old. 23 years old. How's that song go? 23. Where was I? Here's what I give. Here's what I tell myself. What advice would you give your 23-year-old self? Education. Save money. Take this OSHA course so I'm not doing it 30 years later. Education, savings, continue in education. Let the government pay for all of it. Continue to get after it. What does it take to be number one? That's our topic tonight. Two-part to that later on, John McJunkin, if you want to get your crew ready. What does it take to be number one? That's all I'm telling you because I got a couple caveats to that, and I'll tell you where I got it from. But what advice would I give myself, my 23-year-old self? Finances, education, pay more attention to it. You're going to hang it up. You're going to hang your cover up whenever it is, 4 years or a career. It's going to get, you're going to take off the uniform. So you got to be prepared for that. And I would have prepared better. Adamis, I went to UFC 222 back in the day. O'Malley's first fight was awesome experience. Good fight last night. I didn't see last night's. I've watched a few over the years. We have some family that are in an amateur level, but I've never been to a professional UFC. I want to. Again, man, I just want to step in that ring. You imagine that feeling, stepping in that ring. Cage closed. Bulldogs here. Good evening. Over in New Jersey. Appreciate you. CKN. Prayers up for old Jyrene and his family. God bless, brother. Thanks, John. Thanks for saying that. What's going on, President Trump? Making it happen. Jared's lonely. Can we give him a virtual hug? How do we give a virtual hug? Jared, what's up, bro? You're here now? What's to be lonely about? Only one that can be mad at you is the producer.
Wait, are Jared?
Yeah.
Lonely? What?
Jared's lonely. I want to give him a virtual hug. Was that David Bryant? What's up, David Bryant? Good evening, Jarheads, Leathernecks, Crayon Eaters, members and guests. Prayers are going out to everyone. Thank you, David. Hope you're feeling what prayers to you as well, bro. How you feeling? We have a representative. Here we go, Heavy J. We have a representative from every branch, enlisted officer, active, retired, but we are short one Space Force Guardian. I think, you know what, Heavy J? I think there might be a Guardian here. They just haven't spoke up yet. There's got to be. It's not new anymore. They can't be that small anymore. How many are in the Coast Guard? Can somebody look that up real quick?
Just to be sure you're on live chat or not? Top chat.
I'm on live chat.
I didn't see that from Jared.
Oh, I can't go back now. Saw Carl Green drop orange smoke.
Yes.
Thank you, Carl. Mark was a sergeant at 22 years old.
Open memberships.
I was as well. I was a sergeant by then, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That was my first enlistment. No, I wasn't yet. Gift memberships. Who did that?
Carl.
That was Carl too. Appreciate you, Carl. Gifted 20 memberships. Whoa. Good looking out, brother. And you members, all you new members, please give a shout out to Carl Green once you see that. And this for everyone. Wednesdays we go live, but we go members only live. It's a good time. It is a good time. Tell me, you guys tell me. Those of you that come on Wednesdays, let me know what you think of that. Terry Will, Sergeant Major, what's your opinion on boots on opinion, boots on the ground, more likely. I've been a big component of boots on the ground, not because we don't need to be in harm's way, but I think there always has to be a need for boots on the ground. BDAs, battle damage assessments on the ground. I think that's huge for after actions reports, after AARs. So I think there should be at some point. When, and are they going to be fighting boots on the ground? I don't think so. I haven't been following as closely. The drama was kind of getting to me, but we're good. My opinion is that likely, yeah, at some point, I think it always has to be. There always has to be some boots on the ground. All right. Green smoke popped. Green smoke and orange smoke. Appreciate you, Carl. Hi, Sergeant Major. How are you tonight? I'm great. I'm great now. Again, it started late, just in case anyone knows, but we're ready. Carl Green, you the man. Kurds are about to get down on the ground. Jared, right? And Jared, where you at? You got to give us more than you just need a hug, or I brought in you need a hug.
Yeah, where did you see
Why are you lonely?
He didn't even say that, did he?
He did. Kurds are facing 1 million volunteers in over their heads. Wow. We don't want CIA. Thanks for the membership. Oh, appreciate you, Quick Scope, for saying that. USMC 675. My son has been assigned to Gerald Ford. That's the carrier, right? Gerald Ford. It's fourth generation Marine. Semper Fi to the whole fam. All of us graduated Paris Island, where they make real Marines. Marine Paris Island. Making Marines since when? What's that? How's that meme go? Yes, this is a meme. Paris Island, making Marines. Not as good as San Diego, but still making Marines. Yes, we don't want that rivalry to ever go away. The Gerald Ford, I haven't been on that ship. All right. I'm telling you, we're getting a lot. It seems to be a lot of people here tonight, so I might be missing some. Welcome back, Sarge. Appreciate you, the wait experience. You told me how to say that. Welcome back to you as well. Dave Brown, Jerry, you can always put that inflatable doll in your closet. When you know. Dang it. Jerry said, I'm lonely because Sergeant Major is making fun of the trolls by calling them lonely. They're still, am I way behind?
No, just.
Oh. Very cool flag. Again, another comment on the flag. ANCmetalworks.com. ANCmetalworks.com. That's Lay Cookie. He's in the chat tonight. He made that. Master, veteran. Veteran-owned business, small veteran-owned business. We love supporting veteran-owned businesses. Again, we got more artwork in here, but this where I happen to be sitting today. But it's amazing. That flag is very cool. Gunny Z, anybody know where West Coast recruits trained prior to MCRD San Diego? Yeah, we know where they train. And Paris Island until we moved out to the West and started making real Marines. Just kidding. Paris Island, you know I love you. Jared don't have no closets. So you've been out of the closet for a while now. Go to where? Where do you want me to go? Oh. Go Giants. Yes, my son's on the aircraft carrier. That's one of the ships I haven't been on. Lay Cookie, the sand dunes. See all the comments on your flag, Lay Cookie. Without boots on the ground, it would be like social media. Talking crap with no fear of getting punched in the nose. Yeah, so again, the accurate BDAs, the accurate assessments. Fat Boy Jones, is NROTC harder than OCS? Navy ROTC, harder than OCS. Heck no. I don't know. I've never participated in each one, but I can tell you between ROTC and OCS. No, I think NROTC, just like all the service academies, ROTC, even Air Force, for the PJs, I'm hearing stories about it. ROTC definitely prepares you for OCS. So I think it's a different level of hardness. But if you're in NROTC, give it all you got. That will make OCS easier, from what I understand. All right. Semper Fi, 4 years here, Okie to North Carolina, born. Okinawa, that's it. Pops outdoors. Mark, from your military experience, do you think it's realistic that American soldiers could set foot on Iranian territory in a military intervention? Again, I'm not following it as closely as maybe some of you are, and don't trust the media. Whatever you do, don't trust any of that, in my opinion. But again, I think boots on the ground is important. All right. So welcome, everybody. Good to see y'all. I'm going to talk about OSHA. I'm in the OSHA class this week and next week, and the Lean Six Sigma. I don't know, but I'd like to discuss that. But here's a topic I was thinking about this morning on my drive to the class. What does it take to be number one? Not just the Nelly song, what does it take to be? And that's where I got my idea from. But what does it take to be number one? And a lot of things play into that. What do you want to be number one at? What are you striving to be? Which one? So, what does it take to be number one? In school, if you're still in school, in your JROTC, in your ROTC, if you're in college, at work, in the gym, right? Active duty, in your shop, right? If you're 0331, what does it take to be number one? So I think first you have to narrow it down to what you're trying to be number one in. And then once you nail that down, then you can ask yourself those questions. What is it going to take for me to be number one at SOI? You're going through the weapons package at the machine gun. You want to be the best machine gunner. What is it going to take to be number one? And we talk about those things, giving 100%, because I've been told numerous times you can't give 110%. Who cares what you label it? Football coach, when he says leave it all on the field. When you go on a patrol, you're in a combat action, leave it all on the battlefield. Are you willing, prepared, and trained to do that? So in order to be the best machine gunner, training comes up first. What I'm going through in this class right now, are they properly trained? Accidents, which there's no such thing as accidents, is what I'm learning. A couple of questions that come out. Was that individual properly trained? So back to the machine gunner, being the best, being the number one machine gunner in your SOI class. What is it going to take for you to be number one? Above everything else, training, equipment, experience, training areas, trainers. Above all of that, goes right back to the mindset. How bad do you want it? Do you want to pass machine? Do you want to pass the weapons package, Motor T? Do you want to pass Motor T school? Or do you want to be the very best at it? So that's a mindset. Sometimes we, myself included, you're going through a course that you want to graduate, right? You don't want to drop. You don't want to fail a test. Bad, right? Enough to study. When I went through that Air Force Academy, academically, it was tough. 2 tests in 3 months. I don't know if they changed it by now, but 2 academic tests in 3 months. At first, I was like, 2 tests? That's easy, but they're pretty intense tests, and passing was 60. So then I started to worry. Only 2 tests, 3 months. They got to be hard. Got to be a lot of subjects to them, and if passing is 60, must be difficult. And nobody gets 100 was the other caveat so that was a class that I wanted to pass. Everything Marine Corps related, anything when I go to the gym, when I go shopping, when I'm in this class now, what does it take to be number one? So mindset, the right attitude. I remember telling when we get new infantrymen to battalion, work up, getting ready to go on deployment to 20 ounce pounds, whatever we're doing. And the kid says, excuse me, I'm going to be the best machine gunner we have. Mindset. He's already got the mindset. Did he become the best? No. But damn good, because he had the mindset of thinking to himself, what does it take to be number one? He was that guy when Liberty was sounded, he went back to the Army. Can I just take out the machine guns again? I just want to take them apart, put them back together, clean them a little more, just get hands-on. Be very, very, very familiar with it, like the back of your hand. 10,000 hours of something makes you an expert in that field. He didn't get 10,000 hours, but he was working towards it. So it's a mindset that you have to adapt. And if you start doing that for one thing, boot camp, what does it take to be number one? And what do you want to be number one at? Are you trying to graduate as the company guide? Not just your platoon honor man, not just your series honor man, the company honor man. What are you doing to make that happen? That's when you make that list of goals, the short-term goals. Here's what I got to do. I'm deficient. I'm good in everything else but pull-ups. So know yourself, seek self-improvement. Those sound familiar. All the leadership traits and principles. And start getting after it. There's no way, no one's going to do it for you, right? Boot camp is a team effort. Do you think there's some individualism at boot camp? Of course, in people are naturally a little selfish, but there's times you can be selfish. Very few, but there are times when you know that you need to work on something. It's time to hit the rack. I'm going to do one more set of pull-ups before I hit the rack, right? I'm holding our team back because I'm not doing 23 pull-ups. That's the time that you start to self-time, me time, right? You get after it on your own time. So what does it take to be number one? You figure that out. Jared, aiming high and being in the top % is realistic, but being number one is a hard sell for me. So did that kid, did he become my number one machine gunner on our last deployment? Nope. But he was damn good because he was trying to be number one. So there can only be one. Right, I had an instructor in the Staff NCO Academy. I'll never forget. We were doing sword detail. We're staff sergeants. They were teaching us sword manual. You learn it as soon as you get authorized to carry a sword, which is when you're a corporal. You don't use it that much. You might perform in a ball ceremony. Corporal's course will teach you some movements. Sergeant's school now, I think they call it a little more sword, but Staff NCO is when you're kind of expected to master it. And this dude, staff sergeant, he was an instructor, 100% professional. He taught us more of the sword and the nomenclature. We were going over the history behind it. And he had a little hint of humanity. Like we were asking him questions. He was messing with the sword. And someone asked, the grading criteria or something. And he said, whoever's the best is going to receive, some accolades for being number one. But he said, don't forget, there can be only one. We didn't know if that was a joke or can we laugh at this? But he was. So, Jared, there can only be one. There can be only one. But what you want is to be in an organization where everyone's trying to be number one. How badass is that unit going to be if everyone's trying to be number one? Not cutthroat, you're still a team. But when that selfish time comes in, again, late at night, everyone's hitting the rack or they're going out, you go back to your room, get your sword out instead, and practice some more. All right. Eric Owen, would you recommend today's youth to join up? Yes, 100%, absolutely. Any branch of service. If a lot of people always say, if you got to question yourself, should I join the Marine Corps? Do you think I can make it? You probably shouldn't. I think there's some truth to that. But should you serve your country? Yes, 1,000%. Convince me otherwise. Bulldog, positive mental attitude. Again, that's it. So even when I went to that Air Force Academy, not knowing the Air Force language, military language is different, but each branch of the service have a little bit different. I think I knew, like self-defeated in my head, I knew I wasn't going to graduate number one, but then I started thinking, well, I'm going to be the best at something in this school. So what do you want to be number one at? That's part of your thought process also, but a positive mental attitude, Bulldog, on it. Carl Green to Eric Owen. Definitely, kids today need better structure and discipline. We talk about it numerous times on here. Should every graduating senior serve time in the military? Yes, the logistics and all the reasons to say no. I think we need to put more effort into finding reasons to say yes. Do we want the entire population of every graduating class to join the Marine Corps? No. It's not for everybody, for one. But are there enough military spots in the military service to take every graduating senior for 2 years? Or should we create something else as a pilot program, 2 years active duty service? You get the leadership, the discipline, the maturity. You get all those things that all military branches give you, experience, and then you decide from there. Someone did bring up a point, those 2 years should count towards college. And then you do 2 more years of college to get your 4-year degree. You're going to have to bust butt. But so there's ways to do it. But yes, absolutely. Teenagers, consider it. Jared, this may seem odd, but I look at life as though it's a tesseract. Is that a typo or just my lack of knowledge? Tesseract, because there's so much in life that is truly subjective. Almost everything is based on opinion. Facts, Jared. So subjective items do hold people back. Do we live in a perfect system? No. Drill comes to mind as soon as you talk about subjective. Being graded at drill or even grading drill is so subjective. Being a referee in soccer, any sport, being a referee is subjective. So does the best team always win in every sporting event, competition? Nope. Because of the refereeing, the judging, the graders are a little subjective. Same with drill. It comes into play because we go from drill meet to drill meet and we totally sweep something and then we take third somewhere. Same drill team, same instructor, same card. How could we have been off that day? Yeah, sure, a little bit. So yes, the subjectivity of that, Jared, you're right, can be a pain in the butt. John McJunkin, Det Poolee, just got here back from MEPS on Friday. Just got back from MEPS on Friday. The doctor told me that I have on my left lung from smoking. Something on your left lung from smoking. By the way, not enough to, some typos in there. Not enough to need a medical waiver, but that was a little scary. Enough to quit. Well, yeah, absolutely. So if you're in MEPS and you're getting ready to join, yes, you better stop smoking. You got to be able to breathe in boot camp. And do a lot of cardio. Gunny, Cambodian, 7 out of 10 high school seniors in the United States are not qualified for military service. I did a short on that. That's because they're not medically or physically qualified. If you didn't see that short, please go watch that short and then comment. Read the comments and then add in, because what is happening. I even called out coaches, and I felt that shorts are short, 30 seconds, 40 seconds. So I don't get to say everything I want to say. I didn't mean to call out coaches, and maybe you don't take it that way. Coaches don't take it that way, because some coaches are doing the right thing. Because I said in there, like, what are we doing in high school? What are the coaches doing in high school? Coaches are taking those kids with heart and giving them everything they got, and we're still producing great athletes. What I should have said is, what is the school administration doing with the PE classes for the non-athletes who aren't in any sports? And there's nothing wrong with that. But what's the administration doing to educate and get all the rest of the kids in shape? 7 out of 10. I don't know where you got that, but that sounds right. That's a majority. I don't remember the stat when I made that short, what the stat was, but you're absolutely right. They're unqualified, medical reasons, right? ADHD and all the medication, all those different medications disqualify them. I think it's 1 year. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Any recruiters here? You have to be off those meds for at least a year before you can go. That's too many on medication. And then just not physically fit enough. How is that possible? You're teenagers, you're in the prime of your life. Yeah, a little later, the 20s, right, when you should be in the prime. Can we blame the parents for that from the producer? Yes, yes, and yes. I think the parents are just as guilty as the school administrators for allowing that to happen.
They don't want to deal with it, and electronics is not the answer.
Give me my phone, leave me alone. How easy is that for parents to provide all those electronics for their kids to keep them out of their hair so they both have full-time jobs. Parents are on the go. Nothing wrong with that either, but you need to raise your kids. Physical fitness, they can't pass the physical evaluation for military service. Air Force, you can't be physically qualified. Just not to bag on Air Force, so it's probably the easiest one physically. They're not even qualified. Even if they want to join, they're not qualified. Why is that? School. So yes, teachers and coaches and administrators spend a lot of time with your kids. So they're to blame also, but they're your kids. You're responsible. They're not doing chores anymore. They're not playing in the streets. And when was the last time you had to driving through a neighborhood, you had to stop so they can clear out the hockey goals? Right, the football time, car, or where everyone's scared. You don't see those kids out there doing that anymore. And it's great when you do. We have a skate park near our house, and I love it when it's packed with kids. So there are some kids that are still doing it. Not what it was a couple of decades ago, where you couldn't go anywhere without seeing kids playing frisbee, football, baseball, right in the streets. They're a little annoying at times, but now I miss it. I want to see them out there. Unreal. All right. David Bryan, hope everyone's doing well. Jared. And that's why us Gen X dudes would mop the floor with these young dudes. No, there's less maturity these days, says Bulldog. Right there, Cambodia. My sons are up every day at 05:30 for daily 7 martial arts calisthenics. And it's not hard. Leadership by example. Parents, are you doing it? Right? Are, again, the school administrators doing it? Are there a lot of overweight school administrators, teachers, coaches? Right? Lead by example. Coach said, I'm small, but I'm considering steroids. I want to play football. Cute puppy, don't. You don't need the steroids to do nothing for you at your age but drain your mom's pocketbook. Do not. Work hard. That's all you got to do. Here's your supplements. More food, more work, motivation. Make motivation your supplements. You don't need no damn steroids. That's going to do, who knows what it's going to do to you. Don't even. All right. The Army recruiter. Did I miss that one? I got to get caught up here. Anderson Ho, dropping smoke. What's up, Anderson Ho? Good to see you, brother, and thank you. Reported in for motivation and inspiration. God bless y'all. God bless you, Anderson O, and good to see you, brother. How's everything? Randall Nat, Randy, memberships, more memberships. Appreciate you guys. Society Today from Lake Cookie. Society Today is teaching our youth that they can succeed without effort. Dead but wrong. You're right, though. Entitlement, right? A huge push on you're entitled to these things, right? You see those kids walking around. All those that just received memberships, thank you, Randy. If y'all can give them a shout out and join us Wednesdays. Here's what members get. Membership Wednesdays, we go live on Wednesday. Same thing, hour and a half, 2 hour show, chilling with members. It's pretty cool. Your name turns green. You get use of all the emojis, and you see that Eagle Globe and Anchor next to your name. Mark Hankins, steroids are about appearance, not courage. I've never heard that. I like that. Who are you? If you just expect to take some steroids and all of a sudden you're going to be a beast on the football field, not going to happen. Hard work. Have you tried? Hard work. You know, when you lose your keys and someone says, well, did you check on the key hook? What have you tried first before you ask somebody, do you know where my keys are? You got to use all your resources first. So instead of jumping to the supplements, especially jumping to something as dangerous as steroids where you have no idea what you're putting in your body, what have you tried first? Increasing your diet, more chicken, more protein, more carbs. Have you tried that? Have you tried doing 2-a-days? Have you tried 3? What have you tried first before you're going to resort to putting some foreign substance in your body, especially at this age? This is the age that your body is forming. This is going to be you decades from now. Why do you want to take the chance, a possibility of destroying something in your body by putting some foreign chemical? Don't do it. All right. David Bryan says, back in the 60s, we had a creek that separated the neighborhoods. On Saturdays, rock fights. The team with the least amount of blood won. What else would you expect in the city of brotherly love? Love it. Facts. Just like Marines. That's why you became a Marine, David. Rocks. If there's rocks, there's going to be a rock fight. Or it starts as a contest, right? Marines are throwing rocks. Who can hit that? Who can hit this? Who can hit that? And then who can hit him? It becomes... That's funny. David, we had rock wars in the 70s and 80s also. Yes, David, we continued your legacy of rock throwing. Artist, where are you from? I'm from MCRD San Diego. You knew that was coming. Randy, right here. Shortcuts are fast tracks to failure. Technology, I blame a little on that. Technology is great. It's amazing. We wouldn't be the greatest country in the world right now if we didn't have our advancement in technology. Fully aware of that. But it's the people that, I don't even want to say abuse it, just don't use it to their advantage. Yes, AI, and it writes your papers in school and all that stuff, and AI has taken over. Can just pray that people use it for the right reasons. How it has destroyed our youth is right here. Screenagers. Nothing but that. This does not give you a workout. They probably got the strongest thumbs in the world. Get outside, have no ped hours. Our kids are older now and they know how to manage it on their own, but we'd have no ped times, no ped days, no personal electronic devices. If you have small kids or if you're a teenager, limit yourself, right? How bad do you want to join the service? How bad do you want to be on the football team? Whoa. How bad do you want it? What have you done to prepare? David Bryant, steroids don't equal strength. I got nothing good to say about steroids. Huh? Running steel toes. Is that what you said? Running steel toe boots with flak jacket up hills. Again, there's ways. I don't recommend running in steel toes. So that's difficult. It's good because they're heavy. I don't like there's no flexibility in the toe, but wear some ankle weights. They still have those. Remember People used to wear little ankle weights. Find a way, full camis, but running boots. That'll increase it. All right. Let me get caught up here. Apologize if I miss you. We're going to talk about briefly about schooling and benefits, and I want to talk about this OSHA class that I'm in and who's in the class. That's really what I want to talk about. Back to our youth. What are they doing? How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to be number one? Or what does it take to be number one? PD says, people who use technology against their own best interests then wonder why they're not getting ahead. Bingo. That's what it is. They use it for convenience. When was the last time a kid looked up a word in a dictionary? Kids don't even know what a dictionary is, right? Someone in one of my comments brought up what's that? Rand McNally. Bless you. Rand McNally? Was that the map book?
Yes.
Rand McNally. Thomas Brothers, those books. What teenager can read that right now and find their way from one state to another using the Thomas Guide? Rand McNally, a book of maps, right? It just continued on. You'd have to match up A with 42. Find, okay, I'm here. Who can do that? Who can meet somebody somewhere 2 states away without texting them and without using Google Maps, right? A phone call. That's it. Asking someone for directions, right? You don't have to do that. Everything's at their fingertips. Instant gratification. Good when it's necessary and needed, like in emergencies. But when are they going to? They don't look anything up anymore. They don't have to know how to spell anything. And by the way, their spelling is atrocious. Their handwriting is atrocious because they don't do it anymore. As a JROTC instructor, I would give an assignment, a written report that had to be handwritten, right? And I tell you, I had to stop letting them handwrite them because I couldn't read them. I didn't care if they printed or cursive, which who knows if they know cursive. I don't care how they did it, but it was, and I had to make double spaces because they don't know how to space it, punctuation, all that stuff, because it does it for you on your computer, on your phone, and then their phones, they use what's that called? Abbreviations. They just make stuff up, and you got to kind of decipher it. Phonetically spell things.
Seriously, some of those I love you letters will look like a second grader.
Yeah. I would get letters from cadets. I used to like that too. Thank you so much, sir. And that's about all I could read because it's so poorly written. They're not made. They're not forced to write. Funny, in this OSHA class, today we filled out so they can send us our card once we graduate, whatever. She went over it step by step on how to fill out an envelope. In fact, we filled out our own envelopes to help them. I get it, so they don't have to fill out hundreds of envelopes all the time. So we self-addressed our own envelopes. But she did it like line by line. Okay, put your name, then your address, if you have an apartment number, and then the city and state. This is where it goes. As funny as I was feeling about it, I was looking around. I mean, people were paying attention because there's some young Marines, young active duty service members in this course. And then I remember back to my JROTC days telling them to address a letter home. And it was, front, back, upside down. You saw some crazy stuff because they don't use it. They don't do it. Writing a letter. When's the last time you wrote a letter? All right. Jerry says, all you need to do to confuse a young person is write it in cursive. Our penmanship has been destroyed. Or just, do they even teach it still in school? I don't even know. Mike Smith had a lawyer dictate a letter one time referring to our client as our client. Horrible. The R's, spelling them correctly, and here's, theirs. All right. His voice is from the drill field. It's permanent. Somebody asked about my voice. Get some. WW's here. What's up, WW? Good to see you. From the field, most school no longer teach cursive. Oh, from the field. From the field, most schools no longer teach cursive writing. Most schoolers do not even know what block lettering is these days. Block all caps? Is that block lettering all caps? Or you mean the for real legit block letters? I've been writing in all caps since I can remember. Jared says, my daughter's school brought cursive back just this year. I didn't even know it was gone. The same. I didn't know because my kids all print. Yeah. Ardits asked about you asked if I smoke cigars. I used to once a year for mess night, and I didn't even smoke it. I faked it. I don't smoke cigars. I don't know. I don't have the lungs for it or the taste buds for it. I like sitting around with the boys with a glass of whiskey and cigars. But that's what the old timers do. That's what the officers do. All officers do that and drink Guinness. But my last couple of towards the end of a deployment, there'd always be one sergeant major who would bust out some good cigars, and I would tell them, don't waste that on me. If that's a good cigar, don't waste it on me. I'll hang out. I'll even light it and hang out with you. But I don't know how to smoke it, so don't waste it. Give me that Swisher Sweet. Is that what they're called? But I would at mess night because that's history and tradition. And even once no smoking indoors, then you couldn't smoke cigars indoors. If you've been to a mess night, if you know, there is a part where you light the smoking lamp. The smoking lamp is lighted. And yes, you say lighted. For history and tradition, I would go along with it. But I don't. I'm guessing you're asking, no offense, but you have the looks that knows about cigars and whiskeys. I respect that. And I don't know about either one. I drink some whiskey every now and then just with the boys. I don't dislike it. I just don't waste your good whiskey or your good cigars on me. Save them for someone who knows the difference. I'm an old Jack Daniels drinker. So if it's good and it's expensive, do you know about those Ardits? I'm guessing that's why you're asking. Scott Doherty. God bless you and your family, Marine. And God bless the United States of America. Back at you, Scott Doherty. Appreciate you being here. God bless you as well. What did Mike write about OSHA?
He said you're going to school for safety Nazi training. So I thought it's funny because I thought about that today too. Can't imagine you
Yeah.
in charge of safety.
So, all right, let's get into this.
Gray areas.
That's what we call the safety people. So that's kind of how Greg is here. What's up, Greg? Good to see you.
Okay, and be careful because you still have another weekend.
I love the class. I've been there 2 days. I absolutely love it. I never considered being in safety. In Lake Cook, right, as an engineer, we never wanted the safety guys to come around. But every single individual that's gone through the course, because some of the instructors are ones that graduated and now have six-figure jobs in safety. Safety ain't going away. The safety inspectors, the OSHA, the safety guy or girl, there's male and female, they're all young, which is truly inspiring to me. Because I remember my whole life, safety, money's in safety, money, you got to, safety, never paid attention to them. I was mission focused. 26 years later, that safety thing. And now going through the course, amazing. I'm still alive, for one, Lay Cookie, as an engineer, some of the things we've done. And a couple of different ways to look at it. Yes, you're not the favorite guy around, and that's going to be hard. If I ever were to work in safety, it's going to be hard for me because I like to talk to people. I don't want to go into a warehouse and everybody disappear. I'm not going to like that very much because nobody wants to see the safety guy. But a good CEO would know that safety guy is going to cost me some money couple thousand, depending on what it is, for PPE, for shoring up a new wall or putting new guards on the skill saw, whatever it is. Oh, damn it, there's that safety guy. He's going to cost me some money. What he's really doing is saving you millions of dollars on lawsuits and the company being shut down for a week because of an accident or 2 weeks or whatever it is. So yes, he's costing you a little bit of money in the front end to only save you millions on the back end. That's what I learned in 2 days. Amazing, different outlook on it. Safety is constant. So yes, we've all been through those, especially when the safety guy in a combat zone tries to come by your CP, right? The bug meaning, oh, you can have too many. The coffee pot is you got to unplug everything, right? So when you know safe, this in the military, you know when safety's coming around, you're doing your safety stand down. That's when the heaters get locked up, the coffee pots get locked up, the surge protector with 4 outlets has 9 things plugged into it. Excuse me. The safety guy, the OSHA Nazi, is a pain in the butt, right? Your paint lockers. How many times have we moved paint lockers and hid all the paint in somebody else's wall locker in their barracks only to put him back when he leaves? You got to watch some of these videos. You got to pay attention. Go OSHA.com. I don't know where they pull these videos up from. That will change your perspective 100% because you're on a job. You're on a mission. Look, okay, I do have all my fingers in. I have all my fingers in the mining industry, so I'm safe.
At the same time, if you have common sense, you don't need the knowledge. But some people don't have common sense. We see them on the road all the time.
So 90% of it is common sense. You're absolutely right. And being in the military, we have even the added safety mindset because everyone's a safety officer. How about every time you go to the rifle range? Anyone can yell, "Cease fire." Everyone is a safety officer. But some of these, again, these videos we see in pictures, we see you walk up to a dig site. They're digging a trench 10 feet deep, not a big deal. No shoring, or they're using a 2x4 to shore it up. And there's a guy all the way on the bottom trying to adjust it, banging. I'm just amazing at some of the lack of common sense when it comes to that. So shut that job site down, put in the proper, everything you need is going to cost you money. But it's not going to cost you the millions of dollars if you have a fatality, missing any other thing that's going to shut your company down for days. And if production is, and that's what happens, you get a complacency. You get complacent. Saw a horrible one yesterday where this guy's been doing this job for like 16 years and he's the same thing, feeding it. They're rolling some wire, feeding it in. He's been doing it. What happens when you do something for that long without an accident and the machine is always good? You get complacent. So that one little, here's another stat that I learned today is half, I don't know if it's half, but it's close to half of the fatalities on the number of fatalities for this one happens to be the open trenches one, is the second and third guy trying to save the one who just got covered up. So he jumps in to try and save your initial reaction, especially Marines. Now you see a Marine getting in some kind of trouble, you want to jump right in and help. But now you've just, electricity. Oh, that one was horrible to watch. Again, something as simple as somebody's going to tape these 2 wires or you didn't shut the system up, bzz, gone. And then the second guy coming and trying to help you, then you know what I mean? You just, oh man, it's got a whole different aspect look on it. And they do talk about that Nazi, here comes the safety Nazi. And there's some are like that. They go on their clipboard and their hard hat and they're this guy. Or taking pictures. No, you gotta be real about it too. Hey, what's up, guys? What are y'all working on? Know the lingo, right? Wherever you're going into, if you are going to go safety, learn as much as you can about the industry that you want to work in. You don't have to be the expert. You don't have to be the operator, right? Or the you're not the safety manager for that company. You're looking for unsafe situations. That's all. Then you talk to them a little bit about, what are you guys doing here? What is this? Where does this go after that? And how's this machine work? And hey, what I did notice though is you can't read the OSHA safety rules anymore. That switch looks like it's that electric tape, that duct tape is not going to hold that guard on that table saw very much longer. So let's shut this down for a minute. How can we make this better? You incorporate them into the safety. And then you'll know stats, you'll know, I had one like this on my last job. And this is what I did have. Lay Cookie, I don't know if you remember this. Our table saw in the construction shop in Okinawa. The guard on the table saw, if you know, it's a table with the saw right in the middle and you raise it up to however high you're cutting, whatever. But there's a little aluminum tray that goes right around the blade. So you take that off to clean it, get all the dust out of there, you put it back on. It's for safety. One time we were cutting some wood, a little assembly line. I want to believe we were safe back then. Gunner Price telling us, measure twice, cut once. He would get so mad if you measured that board after you cut it. See, what do you measure for now? You already cut it. Measure twice, cut once. At one point, the blade came off the screw, something. We didn't do something right because now the blade was going in a oblong. So to turn the machine off, I had to reach over in front of the blade. Well, it kicked that little plate up and got some shrapnel right on my forearm, just instantly. Because we didn't have any procedures on what happens when this happens. Training, proper training. And you've all seen that or heard that. Don't let somebody help me out. When you lose a Marine, don't let it be because of lack of training. I don't know how that saying goes, but lockout tags. Learned about that today, Carl Green. I'm telling you, those electricity ones, horrible. Kill the power. But that was an instant. A lot of times, because what happens as soon as you see something, and it was the other people on the job site right away wanted to jump in and help. I mean, that's your instinct, right? You see your coworker, your fellow worker, your friend. A lot of times, your buddies by now. You've been working together. Wherever you see someone get smashed in a whatever, you want to. You got to know the procedures. That fire in Rhode Island. You remember that Great White concert where they had the flames, and maybe 10 years ago, I don't know. I remember watching it where 100 people died inside of it. It was a small club, pyro, because it was a heavy metal band, a hair band. Great White, I think, is who they were. They were big time at one time, but maybe they went back to their hometown, and they were over capacity, and the security locked the side doors. That's how popular this concert was. They didn't want people to try to sneak in. They never unlocked the doors when the concert started. Their manager put some Roman candles to fire it up and just make it a heavy metal concert. But the venue couldn't hold all that. And they didn't have the proper soundproofing, right? They had literally 8 cartons stapled to the ceiling, and they spray painted black. They did nothing right. And even once a couple of people did see the flames, they didn't know what to do. And then again, they had 600 people in a place that held 500. And only one exit now because the other side doors, I'm telling you, just chaos, just wrong after wrong after wrong, and fatalities. A couple of the band members, fatal for them because one of them apparently went back in to get his guitar, right? It's so lack of training. That was completely lack of training, and SOP and policy and permits. All that stuff was just avoided. For what? Where are they all at now? WW, we did learn about arc flash today. What did Doc say?
Safety rewards, 0 to 30 days, you get a
Lockout-tagout. Learned about that today. I didn't know that. Tell you.
See the word smoke?
Pop smoke, Doc. Pop and smoke, CC safety rewards. 0 to 30 days of no incidents, candy bar. 30 to 60 days of no incidents, horchata. Horchata party. Horchata's for everybody. You get a horchata. You get a horchata. Thank you, Doc. Appreciate you. Another orange smoke. WW. Is that for more horchatas? Man.
Yes.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you very much. So here, complacency. John McJunkie, tell me I didn't spit that up. What happened here? You didn't. You don't think I was that guy in the front row, complacent? They got complacent. It's true. Stoner Bob, what's up, Stoner Bob? Venues are normally an insurance high risk. Yeah, because of guys like this that didn't do anything right.
CWW popped orange smoke too?
Yeah, I talked about it. Let me get caught up here. Yes. Appreciate you guys. Man, I'm telling you, I'm blown away by this OSHA course. I really am. And I don't know how acetylene, oxygen, along with sparks, don't mix. Gases, we're learning about gases, how they don't mix. Pressure, here's another one on we finished up with trenches, is why I'm probably talking about that a lot. But there's an incident where it caved in, of course. They didn't have shoring. They didn't have the box. What's the box called? Again, not meeting any of the requirements. And the guy got buried, like waist down. And what happens there is the pressure building up, you're losing all that pressure because it's slowly constricting all the pressure. So they couldn't dig him by the time, because the fire department that did come, they didn't tell them, hey, this is what happened. They just called 911. The fire department came out. They didn't have the excavation tools to get him out. So they had to call a different department. Probably came from further away. So the guy was buried for 4 hours, waist down. He was alive. I mean, he could speak, but they weren't going to be able to dig him out, release that pressure, because all that pressure would have shot up to his heart, stopped everything. He didn't make it. Man, safety procedures. As a firefighter, we had to have OSHA and what's NIOSH? What is that? So OSHA is,
Institute of Safety.
yeah, there's a whole bunch of certifications, a whole bunch of classes, whole bunch of, there's so much that goes into it. It's pretty amazing. I'm telling you, just liability for a contractor goes up with injuries. I'm telling you, it was a huge eye opener in looking at it at a different way. PPE. PPE is like the last line of defense. And we know as Marines, you got to have your PPE on. Whatever you're doing, you got to have PPE. Anytime you step outside the wire, PPE, ear pro, eye pro, gloves, and everything buttoned and everything snapped. PPE was number one. Come to find out, that's like the last line of defense. Procedures, right? Or how to avoid that situation altogether. That's first. Don't even be in that situation. Second, then training and logistics, and then the procedures, right? PPE is not good. That's why how I felt about somebody mentioned steel toe boots. Steel toe boots, I was always a little weary of wearing them when I was with the Air Wing. Right? We were issued steel toe boots because I run all that heavy engines and whatever. Here's my thought process was, what's a better outcome? Something heavy enough to take your toes off, or something heavy enough to bend that steel toe onto your toes? Avoid it. Now I know PPE is an answer, but it's the last line of defense. So you want to avoid that situation altogether. Man, falling with harnesses on can still affect your blood flow. So in other words, what I learned is don't just rely on PPE. Well, what could go wrong? I have my eye pro, my ear pro, and my helmet on, and the chin strap buttoned. What could go wrong? Oh, still a whole lot. All right, CYA is normal. John McJane, I wonder if I can have an OSHA safety officer sign an affidavit for my tremendously debilitating turf toe injury. I'm wondering how now, John, how that could have been alleviated from you getting turf toe all those years ago. Composite toe boots, Mark Hankins. Yeah, what is that? Composite, is that kind of like a Kevlar material in between steel and non-steel? WW, pass on steel toes. Composite are way better. I don't even know about composite toe boots. PPP, not OPP. Jared. Jared, Jared, you down with the OPP? Doc, you know me.
What's the right answer?
It's hard plastic. Someone could toss you a live grenade. That PPE will certainly help. PP is enough to deal with. Your PP is enough to deal with. Hard plastic,
Those don't come up for.
said proud gun owner. I've been watching Amway Stadium become reality. Amway still around? Amway still around? I don't know, people are working for Amway.
Don't tell that story.
Composite toe. Mark Hankins. Composite toes are more expensive and, yes, a man-made product. I think it probably lighter, too. Got to be lighter than steel toes. Steel toes are just tough. Someone said running them, they're tough to walk in. You can definitely feel the difference. Hello from the field in West Virginia. Weekend FEX, FTX, field training exercise for those that don't know. Get some WW. You live in the field. I love it. A field warrior. Love being in the field. That's why the best part about safety, if I were to pursue that career, you're in the field. You're in the field, you're working, you're on job sites, you're going from one state to another to whatever. That would be the best part about it. And seeing and learning different construction sites. And I'm telling you, this is a whole world that I was like, oh, here comes the safety guy. He's going to tell us to check our plugs. Nah, so much bigger than that. The instructors are amazing. Life experiences. Safe Start program. I don't know about the Safe Start program from Proud Gun Owner. I haven't. Bob, you talk about that? I hope when I start building my cabin, OSHA isn't around. Right. They're going to keep you safe. They're going to save you money in the long run. Even hard hats can become faulty at times. Or sticker glue. OSHA 40. Right now I'm in OSHA 30. Is there 40? OSHA 30 construction. There's an OSHA 30 general. There's an OSHA 10, OSHA 30. Is there an Ocean 40? Ocean's 11. Ocean's 11, 12, 13, and 14. OSHA. Comedian villain. Whoa, this man came a long way from a Ranger blanket on the back wall. You miss those days, don't you? It's because we were traveling. Love that. Ranger blanket. That's a poncho liner.
And we still could default for that.
Yeah. Oh, you'll see it again. Hang with us. You'll see it again. When we're when we're on the move, we're on the move. Anywhere and everywhere. Doc says, Sergeant Major, please keep Danger Zone song off. Oh, keep Danger Zone on all safety videos. I'm into the danger zone. Yes. Set looks great. Appreciate you, Comedy Villain. We have two sides to it now. Yeah, they're not permanent, though. We're on the move way too much. But appreciate you saying that. We call it a Ranger blanket. In Canada, eh? That's cool. We call them Ranger rolls when we sleep in them. Who knows about a Ranger roll? Remember the Ranger roll? Where you connect them together, the poncho and the poncho liner. And now they snap, and I think some even zip. Now they make it way too easy for you. But we used to have to tie them together, the poncho and the poncho liner, fold it in half like a taco, slide in that baby, Ranger roll. Slept in that a lot. OSHA 40, says WW, has Whopper. Certification is mandatory for workers handling hazardous waste, performing cleanups or response. I'm no doubt about it. Covering topics like PPE, toxicology, and decontamination. That's even in OSHA 30. Yeah. Like probably introductory to it, but has Whopper, I'm sure, goes into much more detail. So we learned about part of it today. Still got another 20 hours to go. Yes, there's OSHA 40. It deals with hazmat. Cal OSHA or Fed OSHA. Both. We're learning both right now. Cal OSHA and Federal OSHA. Randall Knapp. My mother is 81 today. I remember as a child when she told me she was 29, and you even thought 29 was old. Remember that? Wow, Mom, you're old. You're 29. 81. Congratulations and happy birthday, Mama Knapp. Is she a Knapp? Please tell her. The whole community says happy birthday. Cal OSHA, more stringent. Yeah, because California is crazy. That's why. Don't touch anything ever. Pretty much. Huge industry and is never going away. All you're doing is, and smart CEOs will know that you are going to save their career and save them a whole lot of money. Found a company online that makes poncho liners into hoodies. Really? Didn't we just see?
No, that was in Japan.
Oh, yeah. That was our daughter was in Japan. She found some. It was a zip up, though. Zip up hoodie.
Was it a hoodie or just a
I don't remember if it was a jacket, but remember Desert Storm, we got the field jacket liners when we still have field jackets. Now I'm telling my age. Field jacket liners was the poncho liner material made into like a jacket, but it had holes, but it had buttons and stuff. The straight hoodie, I like it, PD. Drop the link. John McJunkin, Sergeant Major, I was hoping you, of all people, would have had some kind of compassion due to my life-altering injury. I think I'm the only Marine to ever get denied for turf toe by the VA. Resubmit. I tell everybody, resubmit. I'll write a letter for you. I know the seriousness of your turf toe. Most union jobs, every worker must have OSHA 30. I see why now. I absolutely see. I'm sold. I'm telling you, 100%, I'm sold. That's why I brought this. I'm going to just keep taking courses. It's such an eye-opener. And especially in the engineer community, there's some communities in the Marine Corps, really all of them, supply warehousemen. They should be ladders. We spent like 2 hours just on ladders. Because that's like the number one injury is falling from ladders. You're not supposed to stand on the top rung, top two rungs. Who abides by that? You all should. It's my OSHA 30 hat. Doc, Sergeant Major. Sergeant Major retired and joined OSHA. Now inspections start at 0430. Coffee is mandatory, and the safety brief includes how to properly yell motivate before putting on your hard hat and smiling. I like it. Screenshot that. If I get into that industry, yes. And everybody's going to love me. If anyone walks away from me when I walk out because I'm the safety guy, I'm going to be pretty pissed. Some of you haven't been 29 in 29 years. Wow, that would make you how old? 40, 58? Was that my math? Was that 18?
Wait, David Bryant has some great advice.
David Bryant, stop singing. Continue your education. So my mom, love her. I got her voice. She knew too. Didn't stop her from singing. Something about being tone deaf. She had mentioned that to me. She told me the same thing, David, that you can sing all you want. I was the best when it was just her and I, but in public, she said, please don't. Please don't. Mark, so Major, if you want the best construction safety job, it would be with Bechtel. Will you write that down, please? Bechtel. That's a company. Some big name companies that, again, I never heard of or paid attention to. You would think as an engineer, lay cookie, because I went through all the project managing. I went to this combat engineer advanced course. I don't think that's what they call it, but project management, ORM, right? ORM is equivalent to the civilian side. OSHA has something that's called a little bit different. Terminology is close, but a little bit different. That was the point of the instructor. Is like he said, who has been through safety training already? And one or two guys raised their hand. But he said, wrong. Every single one of you from day one in boot camp, right? That's when you start learning safety. You recall, they tell you you're a safety, everyone here's a safety officer. So you already have, there's guys, corporals, E4s getting out of the in any MOS, infantry, any MOS, getting out, taking all these courses, getting into six-figure job at 23, 24 years old with these certifications. And because every company, if they're smart, they have a couple OSHA trained guys and girls. I'm telling you, this class is full of mostly active duty. They're still active duty on their first enlistment. So they're already setting themselves up. OSHA 500, they talked about that, is sought out by construction companies. Now I know why. I'm telling you, it's huge. And they're all on LinkedIn. If you're not on LinkedIn, you need to be. That's where all the connections is. One of the guys says he still gets offers a couple times a week. Hey, I see you, you're OSHA 10, 30, 40, 500. Lean Six Sigma, I see you're a green belt. Whatever they're paying you, come to my company. I'll not double it, but I'll increase your pay. WW, pimp, project manager professional. I'm going to be a pimp. You need 3,000 hours of documented project management to be able to take the test. And I don't think any of this is hard. None of it's difficult. Whatever you make of it. Don't be afraid to take any of these courses because you haven't been in school a long time. You didn't do well in school. I'm not good at taking tests. They're going to teach you everything to know. It's time is what you need to give up. And here's what it is. The companies don't want, even you can be the best guy in the world, retired, sergeant major, 30 years. You got all the qualifications ready to take the classes. So they're not going to hire you and then send you to those classes because you need to have those certifications. So you got to be smart about which ones you take when you're ready to work. So, and again, OSHA 30, I can't stress it enough. General or construction, depending on what you want to be in. Take the course so you're marketable. And if you join a specific company that needs you to take the hazmat, the 500, they need you to be a black belt in Lean Six Sigma, then they'll send you if they need that. If you have time already, you're still active duty, remember, take those now. OSHA card lasts a lifetime. Doesn't go away. They keep it on file for 5 years, so make sure you make triplicate copies, scan, put it in your laptop, put it in the cloud, save it, but it lasts forever. Corporals do very well. I missed that. But they do. Most of these guys, and he showed us their stats. Most are mostly E5s, but E4s, E5s, some staff NCOs, a couple officers of all different MOSs. MOS doesn't matter as much as you'll have an upper hand. I'm sure Lay Cookie, just in that mindset, he was a damn good engineer. probably be more familiar and know the lingo already. I'm telling you, more acronyms that I'm learning. Not that the Marine Corps doesn't have enough. But if you speak the language, Bechtel is a nuke company. Diablo Canyon in California, like Mount Diablo, Bechtel is one of the world's largest engineering, procurement, construction, EPC, and project management companies. They handle mega projects that range from nuclear power plants and airports. They got a few safety guys on that. That's the other thing. The safety industry is smaller than what it needs to be. So they need more safety professionals. To get after it. You have to have common sense. Bulldog, nailed it. Certainly would help because you can just, again, you walk through a warehouse or a job site and right away, because they're going to tell you, no, that's how we always do it. That's perfectly safe. You got a little bit of common sense right off the bat is definitely going to help you. Jay Daly, what's up, Jay Daly? Good to see you. Walk side by side with the OSHA guys. As long as you're doing your job, you're good to go, just like the Marine Corps. Walked side by side with the OSHA guy. Yeah, it is the stigma that they get is that they're the bad guy. They're just trying to save your life. They're just trying to save the company money, save the company lawsuits. Why wouldn't that be your best friend instead of the enemy? But that's what because here's how it comes down the chain of command. Safety's coming, OSHA's coming, put that away, put this away. Why weren't those things already put away? What I call cleaning the house. So what's the word they use for cleaning the house? Like a field day. We all know how to clean. We all know how to field day. We all know that you can't store your paint underneath your sink, right? It's got to be in a paint locker. We know all those common sense, basic stuff. Bechtel did a lot of the rebuilding of the infrastructure of Iraq. Huge. Bechtel, that's a huge company. Mark Hankins, I had a U.S. Navy SEAL officer for a superintendent at Crystal River Nuclear with Bechtel. Most cities have free vendors license for veterans. Another thing, that's why active duty members too, search these out. I'm telling you, after this live tonight, I'm going to search out some more because a lot are free. And even the ones you have to pay for, the military can probably get you to use your GI Bill. Notice how bad do you want it, right? These are 6-figure jobs these young Marines, young service members are getting into. You're more like, who would they want? A 10-year guy? Because there's a lot of staff and shows that do it too, 10 years, 12 years. Who would you want? Someone, this is that thing again, school trained, 22-year-old, just graduated college, school trained on safety, or a gunny that had been in 14 years, combat deployments or not, doesn't matter, but just the level of experience that gunny has. Both of them are going for the same job. Who do you think has the upper hand of those two individuals? College guy still needs experience. Although the gunny's not school trained yet, he's training whatever his MOS was. There's safety involved. There's police calls involved. There's you do housekeeping. That's what it's called. Housekeeping of a job site. You can walk up to a job site, right? First thing you notice, if the house is messed up, you can guess that their paperwork's going to be messed up or their permit's going to be up to date, other policies and procedures. Common sense. Is that Carrie Ann Marie Potts? How you doing, Carrie Ann Marie? Good to see you. How you feeling? Feeling better. Workman's comp rates. 60% of your pay is workman's comp. I learned today. I didn't know that. So if you get, and here's what happened. That company's got to pay your workman's comp, but they don't get your work. So that OSHA guy is saving lives, saving you money. Folks only do what they're forced to comply with. That's the other thing they like about military members. You're especially after 4 years as an NCO or staff NCO, you already got the confidence. Now you just got to back it up with your competence. Remember, we talked about that recently. So you have the confidence to speak to a crowd. you have the confidence to walk up to a job site, say, hey, you guys, hey, whatever, the niceties at first. Who's in charge today? Who's the project manager? Then you talk to, hey, how you doing? This is my name. Here I am with OSHA. And can we just talk for a minute? I'm going to ask you to just shut everything down for a minute. Let's discuss some things. Saving your career, saving your life, saving somebody's life. You build that relationship. Do you have military members? Who's going to have the confidence? I'm not saying college kids don't. But as a Marine Staff NCO, more than likely you have the confidence to tell a manager, a director, the CEO, sorry, I hate to tell you, but I'm going to have to shut this down for now. Let me do some work. Let me write a report, and I'll show you exactly why. You got to have the confidence to be able to do that. WWM, I'm going to look into it, OSHA 40. I don't know if they offer it here where the one I'm taking the OSHA 30 at, but if they do, definitely. They offer it. Workman's comp is 662 thirds, 66 and 2/3% of your base pay. Military veterans usually go above and beyond most job requirements. Another thing why they like to have veterans prior service with the OSHA experience. John McJunkin, you're so right. Every Marine is a safety officer, including my former drill instructor, told me day one that they were doing everything to keep me from murdering, keep themselves from murdering you. I can see that. You don't get what you expect, you get what you inspect. Trust, but verify. They use that quite a bit today. Again, you walk up on a job site, these guys are welding, something's unsafe or something's not, and you got to talk to a 65-year-old dude that's been doing it for 45 years, and you're a young 20-something-year-old, you're going to tell him you don't know what you're doing. It's all about that communication, that people-person attitude. So you got to have that, the right OSHA guy attitude. Flowmen, what? Military veterans are almost always the worst workers? Don't talk about our Air Force friends like that. You don't want, Jay Dillon, you don't want an OSHA safety inspector to start shutting things down. A bad day for everyone. Again, you're trying to avoid that. That's why how important is the OSHA guy to walk around and make sure everything is safe. Because what's going to shut it down the longest and cost the most money? A fatality because of a simple mistake of a guard isn't in the right place. A belt is loose. Doing things properly. Shutting it down for a couple hours is much better than shutting it down for a week with the lawsuits that come behind it. Trust is the distance you can toss the semi-truck. Trust but verify. So you tell that old 65-year-old man who's been doing this his entire life, probably since he was 10, yes, I trust that you're lockout-tagout. Learned I didn't know what that meant till today. Lockout-tagout. How much time is it going to save? Don't worry about it. I'm just reaching there. Gone. Now instead of taking 30 minutes to lock out and tag out, that means you're locking out the machine. You're turning everything off before you change that light bulb. An example. But you got to turn it out, lock it, and tag it. Like I literally tell you right now, it's locked out at this time for this reason because we're replacing this. Explain it. Somebody has to be authorized to be able to do that. And you have to be authorized, authorized to unlock it. But you're either wasting an hour, not wasting, you're either spending 2 hours, let's say half a day. We'll give benefit of the doubt. It's going to take a half a day to lock out and tag out this machine to make sure it's safe. Or just the opposite, there is an accident and now you're shut down for a couple of days. Investigations. What happens on a site where something happens? Shut everything down, rope it off. That machine is now out of production. It's not making whatever it was making. The workers, and now how focused are the rest of the workers if they seen they were near that accident, right? Now all those employees are affected by a bad day. Bad day. Production halted. Man, Mark. Somebody that's perfect attitude and experience for the job, does well with management and workers. I thank you, Mark. Appreciate that, because especially now, right? If you would have put me in this position, I would have been that guy. Unplug that, plug that in, get rid of that. Knowing the importance of it and the severity of it and the lifelong effects it could have on you. OSHA's SHA's Safety and Health Fundamentals Certification Program. OSHA's Safety and Health Fundamentals Certification. So many programs that us normal people don't know about. It's amazing. Amazing. Carrie Ann Marie Potts is on deck. Did she say how she's feeling? Hi, John, I'm back, so y'all better watch it. How you feeling, Carrie Ann Marie? Key control. Lives hang in a balance. Safety people can be let go. Right? If you don't have that right OSHA guy or girl, there's females in the class too. Safety professional. That's the goal, is to become a safety professional. There's a lot more courses than just the OSHA 30, but to be certified as a safety professional. Same, if you're authorized to lock out, you have to be the one to unlock it. Facts, Bulldog. Learned today. Would never have known. Amazing. So if I could, again, what would I tell my 23-year-old self? Somebody asked that in the very beginning. I would tell my 23-year-old self, take OSHA 10, 30, 40, Lean Sigma 6, 10, yellow belt, green belt, black belt, and all these other 4 or 5 acronym safety, 100%. Definitely would have. So if you know somebody right now getting ready to get out, by all means, do it now. Get the certifications. They last forever. Carrie Ann Marie Potts is doing really good now. Good to hear. Randy, I drove through a drive-through yesterday with my Marine cap and Ellie girl. Ellie girl. Can we call her Ellie girl too? The teenage board offered me a veteran's discount. My receipt showed senior discount. All right. We'll take that. It's happening. This is where you guys are at. You and Jared are at that age. You're going to start getting that senior discount. Nice. 30 minutes to LZ. That went by quick. I'm telling you, flying in here. Where are we going after this? You know where. We're getting some horchata. I am ready for one.
We did get the entertainment, wasn't it?
We did. Doc, you here? We did. After Wednesday's show, we did. We went and got burritos and a horchata. Funny story. I'll tell you. I'll share this one with you. I was really excited. You've been talking about it. I was hungry. So I flew. As soon as we closed out, got our favorite burrito, carne asada burrito with sour cream cheese and guacamole and a horchata. So excited. I even talked to the girl about it. Hey, what's the best way to order this? Kind of just want to make sure I order right to get it the same delicious way every time. And funny, she did say, well, it depends on who's cooking. She said, so every time you order exactly like you want it. Got it. Drove off. It was smelling good. Man, I can't wait to get home. Got the light. No horchata. I forgot it. Oh, my God. Obviously, I turned around, flew back, ran a couple red lights over the curb. Boom, and the line was like 8 deep by then in the drive-thru. So I got out and went in. As soon as I walked in, she said, you forgot your horchata? I said, yes. Yes, I know. Okay. Gracias. But, however, right, Jay Daly, horchata with carne asada. It didn't hit. The burrito didn't hit. The horchata hit, but the burrito did not. So maybe we just got to try again tonight. I think we will. All right, John McJunkin. Let me get a couple of John McJunkin questions in here. There was a few questions from some Poolees above. Oh, it sent him again. One Poolee, Arguous. Is that his name? Needs some help. Let's hear it. Doc, send it. John. Happy birthday to you both, Randy. Was it Randy's birthday too? Yeah, didn't he tell us it was Thursday? Is your birthday Thursday? Randy, happy birthday, brother. Didn't you say like tomorrow I'm going? Here we go from Doc while we wait for a John McJunkins question. On March 8, 1965, Marines of the 9th MEB, Marine Expeditionary Brigade, landed in Da Nang, Vietnam, becoming the first U.S. ground combat troops in the war and making a major movement. 1965. Thanks, Doc. Da Nang, Vietnam. Vietnam is a place one of the few countries I haven't been to. I do want to go. Da Nang. Most of the stories are about, movies are about Da Nang. Thank you, Doc. March 8th. Today's the 8th. There you go. Through some good advice right there. 3D. Stay away from alcohol, nicotine, and energy drinks. Any other advice for 29 Palms as a first duty station? Those are good right there. 29 Palms. Never been stationed there, but I've been there probably a couple of years if you add up the amount of times I've been to CAX. Even on main side, we even did some work on main side, but all the Camp Wilson time, the ranges. I don't see anything wrong with 29 Palms. Again, because I wasn't stationed there. But I've also heard when you're stationed there, it's even better. So yes, you're out in the middle of nowhere, but you have the best training areas in the Marine Corps. So depending on what your MOS is, I guess. And the small community right outside the base, it's cool, it's quiet, it's slow, but you have everything within an hour plus. Palm Springs, hour away, right? The San Diego is 2.5, 3 hours away. So I would say go to school, right? Especially if you have an MOS that allows it. You're not in the field all the time. School, gym, right? Work on your career. Anderson Ho says, best fusion food, Korean barbecue short ribs. Yeah, I like some Korean chicken too. Malafar, what is your license plate to your left? Looks interesting. That's my right, your left. Okinawa, Japan. Custom plate, had him on lowrider. Just kidding. Cambodia Gun, you lived in Da Nang? Wow, great beach city. All right, here's John McJunkins. David Bryant, do these certificates require continuous education? Anderson, probably from Okinawa. They don't require them, David, but there is a lot more education out there available for it. All right, Poolee Arguous said that he got a 90 plus on the ASVAB. Amazing. Good to go by MEPS, but his youth record is in question for a fight. Get your youth record expunged. I can't tell you the process to do it. I did it with my juvenile record. You can get it expunged. But do what you got to do for that fight. Get letters of recommendation, probably from teachers. Waive it. Request a waiver for it. Everything can be waived, right? 90 plus on your ASVAB, good to go by MEPS, physically fit. I got to believe with 70% of applicants being disqualified, they're going to work with you. So you write a letter, right? Whatever it takes to request that waiver. If they deny you because of that, definitely request a waiver. Get with your recruiters. Get another recruiter, right? Get a second and third and fourth opinion. Fight for that fight. Letters of recommendation from John McJunkin, the Chaps, Guns. They know you, right? So it has to be from someone that knows you. All right. Oh, there you go. Look at from Randy. On March 8th, 1945, and Ballantyne was born in Boise, Idaho. I was born in the same hospital 23 years later. Very cool. Again, happy birthday to you both. All right, let me get caught up. The fight Poolee argues was involved in was defending his mom from an abusive uncle who later died as a result of the altercation. Wow. And that's going to be probably a little harder to fight or dispute, but but not impossible. Possible, maybe not probable, but hire, get whatever kind of representation you need, and fight. All right, Mustafa. So I really want to thank you very much for advising me and giving me very supportive words and helping me finish and pass my special training. That's why we're here, brother. That's why all of us are here. So I'm glad it worked out, and thank you for saying that. Jared was maxed out with waivers. Can imagine. Definitely can imagine. Ask your recruiter which judge can help you. Recruiters know. Recruiters know who to talk to. Case in point, I had some DMV stuff that I had to take care of going to boot camp. That was one of my stoppers at MEPS. I was at MEPS. And my MEPS was like 3 or 4 hours away, Oakland, California. Bad part of town. We left at like 3 in the morning. I was with another kid. They dumped us off. MEPS is a lot different now than it used to be back then. Some of you old timers can confirm that, but it was chaos in MEPS. Loud. It was stressful. From line to line, people yelling at you. And at one point, I remember they put us in this room to eat. And it was a bag nasty. I don't remember what it was, but I ate and fell asleep. And I got woken up to some gigantic gunnery sergeant in Charlie's. I didn't know then he was a gunny, but come to find out. I fell asleep on the couch, kicked back. I'm a teenage boy. I do what I want. My feet were crossed. Kicked my feet apart. He said, "You better get on your freaking feet, boy. I don't know who you..." I mean, he was dogging me. I was scared, you know what? He said, "I don't know who you think you are trying to lie to us, and you're going straight to jail. You said you had 4 tickets and you got like 14. You're trying to hide. That's lying on government property." UCMJ, he was saying some stuff. I had no idea what he was talking about. And I did have more than 4. And I remember filling out the paperwork. My recruiter, love him, got me to where I am today. But when I was filling out the DMV, I was not a bad driver. I just thought I could drive however I wanted to drive. So from the ages of 16 to 17 and a half, I imagine I managed to accumulate about 12 tickets. Speeding, rolling through a stop sign, minor stuff. One wasn't so minor. You know, when I was filling the forms out, you remember the 18 stack forms to enlist. I got to the DMV part, and I looked, and there was only 4 spots. So DMV, ticket, what was it for? What was the outcome? Fine, whatever. So I remember asking my recruiter, I was like, "There's only 4 spots. I have more than 4 tickets." He's like, "Just put the 4 most serious ones, like the most expensive ones." So I did, in order, kind of from memory now, speeding, running under the stop sign, whatever, before I moved on. Well, come to find out that wasn't good enough. And not only did I have 4, I had about 16. I had about 16 tickets. Before you judge, only about 8 of them, still too many, I got it, still too many. Only 8 of them were mine. The other 8 were my brother's. Thank you, brother, for hooking me up. We're only a couple years apart. I guess we looked alike. And he got pulled over, didn't have a license, so he used my information. He was able to spit up birth date, social security number. He had been pulled over that many times. So being the good little brother that I was, once they showed me the real printout and said, "You got all these tickets, look at this and look at that," I said, "Yes, sir, I'm very sorry. I forgot about those." They took me anyway, clearly, but my recruiter said, "Hold on. Talk to the MEPS guys who'd be right back." He went and called the judge, and they worked something out. I went to boot camp with no driver's license. I was like on a suspension for like 3 years. Fines were minimal. I remember it equaled up to a ton of money, but like $300. So John McJunkin and crew know that. Whoever said that, talk to the recruiter. I think it was Mark. Talk to the recruiter and beg for forgiveness, right? Ask for a waiver and beg for forgiveness all at the same time. And then in that process, I managed to get my I already told you about being expunged. Yours might be a little bit different. That's a little more serious than 16 speeding tickets. 16 JTB, right? You didn't know that, did you? I was in one of them neighborhoods, and again, unsupervised. I we used to roll through stop signs. Not today, of course. And as soon as I got my car, my 65 Chevelle Malibu, first thing I did was take all the seatbelts out because those weren't cool. Had mag wheels. I was way too much muscle for a 16-year-old to have 327 4-barrel light. I took the seatbelts out because I want to make the car lighter so I can spin the tires more. You know the deal. Dumb. Young and dumb. All right. We are. Yeah, what time is it? How are we looking? Absolutely did all of mine, but waivers, right? I absolutely did all mine, Jared. How many did you have? Did you have 16? I only had 8. But waivers and the DA saved my booty. Yeah. She said, you were the DA. And we don't mean district attorney. Anderson Ho, I went to boot camp with a California ID and my college ID from Long Beach State. Nice. Expunged or sealed, Stoner Bob? Mine was expunged. What does that mean? What's the difference? Sealed mean it's still there. It's just sealed and like only one person can look at it. Mine was expunged. They told me it was expunged and no one could ever look at it again. Like it was gone. She gone. Carl says 15 minutes to LZ. 327 carburetor. 4-banger. Hemi. And a 65 Chevelle Malibu. And I'm not a car guy, but I would love to have that same car today. It was really light, 2-door. And of course, I had the house speaker in the back seat. I had to turn my radio off by pulling the wires apart. And hello, OSHA. Right, every time I had to turn the radio, put the wires back. Yeah, it was a mess. The outside was clean, perfect mag wheels, new tires. That's what I paid $500 for, and that 327. It was cool. All right, Jared. No, mine was not a traffic ticket. I was assault with a deadly weapon, public menacing, and drinking underage. What? That was last year? When did you? Just kidding. Just kidding. I already know. Wow. Right there. That's, again, what, and the recruiter knew by your character. Like he's willing to bat. That's why I think my recruiter was willing to go to bat because they know they're Marines, they're recruiters. That's what they do for a living. They know who's worthy of fighting for. And are you going to make a good Marine? And that was the best thing that ever happened to me in the direction I was going. Jared, maybe you can say the same. If it wasn't for my recruiter, I'm telling you to this day, if it wasn't for him fighting so hard for me to get me where I got, it would have never worked out. Mark Patton, aloha, brother. What's up? Good to see you. And how's your daughter doing? Did she graduate? She was in Naval Academy, right? Mark, good to see you, brother. How's retired life treating you? How you feel? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Mark Patton from the islands. That was Mark. And Mark Patton can tell you some stories about me going into the air wing for the first time as an infantry sergeant major, 2 deployments back to back, then going right to the air wing. Wasn't an easy transition. But good thing I had people like Mark, Uncle George, Massarnt was there, saved me. John McJunkin's first car was used and wrecked 74 Ford. Was used and wrecked. A 74 Ford Pinto. I should have known. I could have guessed you had a Pinto with a Greyhound bus steering wheel, leaky roof, leaking oil, coolant, brake fluid. But got you to A to B. My spirit's gotten a disturbance of the peace as a juvie. Nothing a good recruiter can't waive. A waiver can't do. A good recruiter and a waiver. Recruiters are amazing. We don't give them enough. You hear bad stories about the recruiters, but they do amazing things with knuckleheads. It happens. Do Marines eat good? We eat well. We don't eat good. We're a mess. And probably not a sight you'd want to watch, but yes, great food in the Marine Corps. 87 Cadillac sedan DeVille, Doc. I can see you rolling in a 88 or 87 Caddy. You have hydraulics on that, Doc? Doot, doot, doot. Year two. That's right. Mark's daughter's Naval Academy, year 2. Living it. She happened to be on the drill team, by the way. I don't know if you know, but A&M just beat Naval Academy won last year. It was Naval Academy, yeah. Naval Academy won the big drill meet. So A&M got it back. Good days of surfing. Mark Patton had a 69 Nova. Novas were tough too. Muscle cars. What happened to muscle cars? John Wick is here. Here. John Wick is here. Del Mar E Club in the 90s. I already said too much. That's when Del Mar E Club in the 90s. That was the tri. Did they call it the Tri Club? Just Del Mar E Club. 3 sections. Rhythm and blues, country, and rock. No, it was the Del Mar Club. Sharkies was the officers club on Del Mar, but just for officers, Sharkies. I think that was boring. A bunch of young guys drinking Guinness and smoking cigars. Oh, she's in the band. Wow, Mark. She was banded now into fencing. Dang. So many clubs at those schools, right? Amazing. The band, I know the band. She didn't like band. A&M's band, all those service academy bands, college bands are amazing. Good for her. Tell her, keep getting after it. John McJunkins, Marines at the OFK, eat well, eat good, eat healthy, and still eat fast. Russian duck, you got to have it. 2014 Challenger, another muscle car. Love the muscle cars. She's here with us now for spring break. Heading out skiing at Keystone. Living large, Mark. Good on you, brother. Congratulations. So San Onofre Beach Club was awesome. I didn't even know they had a club out there. Mescal, Arizona, 40 miles east of Tucson is Jared. He says moving soon. Moving soon, though. Selling my farm and moving to town next month. Say it ain't so. Randy, worst meal I ever had in my life in the Marine Corps was in the Marine Corps. The best meal I ever had in my life was in the Marine Corps. Facts. Good tip, Mark Hankins. John, you see that? Eating fast can cause turf toe. Maybe that's how it started. Rhinestone, Semper Fi. Naval Academy, best college in the USA. Congratulations, Mark. Hold on, Mark Hankins. You're lucky Fish Cece's not here. Naval Academy is pretty amazing. We did a visit. That was one of her visits, was to the Naval Academy. Pretty amazing. I think secretly we kind of wanted her to choose that. She got accepted. It was on the list, on the short list, until we went to Texas and visited A&M. Gig 'em. Different atmosphere, but still amazing. Naval Academy's.
She would have picked Naval Academy if they would have guaranteed.
Yeah, and I've told the story before. It was on her short list as well. Naval Academy, West Point, and A&M. West Point and Naval Academy could not guarantee her the Marine contract, and that scared the hell out of her and me. They couldn't guarantee it. She had the Marine option, but it wasn't guaranteed. A&M guaranteed it. So, yeah, nothing bad to say about the Naval Academy. Nova was not a fast car, Patton. 6-cylinder. Tried to blow up the 6 to put in a 350, but no, there's no way. A 350 and a Nova? Would have been a beast.
Nova means no go.
What?
Nova in Spanish.
Oh.
No go.
Nova means no go in Spanish, so maybe that's why. Wouldn't blow up. Are you with RSS San Francisco? Says Lavish Life Zine. I'm not. Never a recruiter. Always wanted to do a 2-year tour on recruiting duty. Just ran out of time. Ran out of time for the stuff I want to do in the Marine Corps. So take advantage. Anyone on active duty right now, getting ready to go to as many different duty stations, B billets, TADs, getting ready to do a short, and we'll probably talk about TAD, temporary additional duty. Here's what made me think about it. There's sailors, there's Marines and sailors on TAD 6 months to the gym, base gym, TAD. How cool is that? Where was that when we had a TAD guy went to base laundry. And this, again, before all of your time. 3 minutes, pop smoke. Thanks, Doc. John Wick, honestly, I really enjoyed the food at boot camp. Even box chow was delicious after marching and PTing all day. I got nothing bad to say about MREs, chow hall, box chow, right? Even on MAC flights, I used to love when that Air Force Master Sergeant would come, the flight attendant would come deliver box chow I'm with you, John. No bad chow. 5 minutes to LZ, got a 64 GTO first car. Muscle cars. Jared, my first car was a piece of junk. 76 Datsun 620. Stupid thing couldn't tow an empty trailer. The Datsun. The Nissan Datsun. Remember those are tiny too. All Datsuns were junk. B210 is where it's at. Datsun, B210. All right. Last one. Oh, John still whining about his turf toe. First tanks chow hall was excellent. So that is a thing in the Marine Corps. Different chow halls were a little bit different. Not much, but different. Is all in the passion of the cooks at that chow hall. I was on active duty, Ples Hall in Hawaii was like 14 years straight or so. I don't know how many years straight. Best chow hall in the Marine Corps. Huh?
On the island.
Yeah, not on the island. No, not just on the island. In the Marine Corps, they won tons of awards. In fact, I went there so much. They asked me. I was a guest judge one time of one of their food cook-offs. But some chow halls are better than the others. You can tell when you go into a good chow hall. One, housekeeping. Right away. If it's squared away, smells good, you're not smelling, you know. You know how it is. Anderson Ho was TAD to gate guard. Gunnery Sergeant led it. Couldn't wait for me to come back to run transactions and pull reports again. Toyota Corolla for the win. Toyota Corolla. All right. All right, everyone, I'm going to start landing this helicopter. Awesome night. Wait, what's that? Pop Smoke, LZ ahead. Carl Green, look at you. Appreciate you. Yellow Smoke. Awesome. Yellow Smoke has been popped. Pearl Harbor had awesome chow hall. Air Force always had. They don't even call them chow hall. They don't call them mess halls. They don't call them defects. They call them restaurants. That's how the Air Force rolls. So anytime you're on an Air Force base, definitely find your way to the chow hall. And you follow the big guys. Then they'll tell you right where the chow hall is. Awesome night, everyone. Thanks again. Keep getting after it. More to come Wednesday. Remember, Wednesday is members only. So if you're not a member, consider becoming a member. Check out the merch shop. We'll see you Wednesday. Can't wait. Semper Fi, my friends.